Okay, so if you have followed my other videos, you will know that I have switched from the Dilutions Journal to it's called a Miscellaneous Me Craft Binder by Bo Bunny. And I'm using watercolor paper. It'll give me more options to do different techniques, and it'll be easier to work with because the pages are removable. And the paper that I'm using in here is the Canson watercolor paper. And I need to get a piece and to cut it down. I wrote my measurements over here. 7.5 by 8 3/4. I like using the Fiskars cutter. When you're creating something from scratch, a lot of times you make mistakes. I make mistakes, and I will actually have to start all over again. What I do is I save these scraps of the watercolor paper that I have cut, and then I can, if I have a question, if I question myself about something, I can certainly practice on here first. So the first thing we have is that watercolor paper. Now I am going to do some fussy cutting. I am not a big fan of fussy cutting, but I really did fall in love with this sheet of paper. Let me get it. So I fell in love with this scrapbook paper that has the Cardinal on it. So this paper is by Kaiser Craft. It's the Peace and Joy collection, and this paper is called Rejoicing. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to fussy cut, and I am looking at it, and there might be some things that I might take out. I can see I'm going to take out this little flower there, but everything else looks like I can pretty much get in there. Now, I think the best way to cut things is with a knife. Scissors are okay, but I can get better results with a knife. I'm going to cut this out at an angle so I can preserve that paper in case I want to use it for something else. So I am going to get a craft knife, and I like cutting on glass. I think you get a smoother cut than you do on the self-healing mats. So let me go get that. And it's very, very important that you use a new blade when you cut paper. What happens is, like scissors, paper really, really, really does dull your blade. So I have my piece of glass, and I have had this since like 1980. So that's a long time ago. I used to cut stencils, and this is perfectly fine. I remember getting it cut special to this size, and then I had the, I got it at a glass place where they cut glass, and I had them bevel the edge so you don't get cut. Now, if you get a piece of glass, you do want it to be heavy. I wouldn't suggest using something that you just take off from a frame, because it's really, really thin, and you don't want to hurt yourself, so you need something that is heavy. Okay, so here is my piece. So I think I'm going to start